Interpolated translation for Parashat Yitro. Jethro. 18:1. As will be recounted shortly, the people left Rephidim and journeyed a short distance to Mount Sinai. 1. Because of all that had happened since Moses left him, Jethro, the former priest of Midian, took special pride in being Moses' father-in-law. When he heard about the splitting of the sea and the war with Amalek, he came to meet the Israelites shortly after they camped at Mount Sinai. The splitting of the sea had greatly enhanced the people's reputation among the nations of the world too, but Amalek's attack had somewhat abated this respect, even though the Israelites had repelled the attack. In order to reinstate the Israelites' esteem among the nations, Jethro, who was still highly respected, despite his excommunication 3, went into the desert to meet them and honor them. For in general, Jethro heard about all God had done, half in Moses' merit and half in his people Israel's merit, for Moses' merits were equal to those of the rest of the people combined, how he provided them with the manna and the well, how he repulsed Amalek, and most of all, that God had brought Israel out of Egypt. 2. So Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took Moses' wife, Zipporah, after she had been sent away. 5. 3. And her 2 sons. The name of one was Gershom, because Moses had said, I have been a stranger in an alien land. 6. For the name of the other one was Eleazar, my God is an aid, because Moses had said, the God of my father came to my aid, and he rescued me from Pharaoh's sword. 7. 5. Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, came to Moses, together with Moses' sons and his wife, leaving the comfort of his home to go into the desert where Moses was encamped, to the mountain of God, Mount Sinai. 6. He sent word to Moses, I, your father-in-law Jethro, am on my way to you, so please come out to greet me. If you do not consider my being your father-in-law sufficient reason for you to honor me, please be informed that I am coming together with your wife, so for her sake you should come out to greet us. If this is still not enough, know that she is coming with her 2 sons. Come out for their sakes. 7. Moses went out to greet his father-in-law. When Aaron and his sons saw Moses go out, they followed him, and the rest of the people then followed suit. Jethro was thus accorded great honor. Moses prostrated himself and kissed Jethro. They asked about each other's welfare, and they went into the tent. 8. In order to encourage him to join the ranks of the Jewish people, Moses told his father-in-law everything that God had done to Pharaoh and the Egyptians for the sake of Israel, as well as all the travail that had befallen them on the way, at the Sea of Reeds, and in the attack of Amalek, and that God had rescued them. 9. Jethro rejoiced over all the good that God had done for Israel by providing them with manna and the well and teaching them parts of the Torah. But he rejoiced most that God had saved them from the hands of the Egyptians. It was reputedly impossible to escape Egypt, yet here an entire nation had succeeded in fleeing. At the same time, Jethro was pained over the suffering of the Egyptians, for, being a Midianite, he was of Egyptian stock. 8. 10. When Jethro heard how the Egyptians had drowned in the Sea of Reeds, and had suffered the very fate that they had wished to inflict on the Jews, he said, Praised be God who rescued you from both the hands of the Egyptians, a difficult people, and of Pharaoh, a difficult king, who liberated the people from the authority of the Egyptians. 11. Now I know that God is greater than all the deities, and I am familiar with them all 9, for he has done what no other deity can do. in the very matter that the Egyptians plotted against Israel, they have been foiled. Until this point, Jethro had not considered converting to Judaism and joining the Jewish people, feeling that it was sufficient for him to renounce idolatry and establish a relationship with God individually. Now, however, he decided to convert. 10 This was when he changed his name from Jether to Jethro. 11 After Moses descended Mount Sinai. 12 In order to complete the story of Jethro, the Torah now 12 jumps ahead for months, to the 10th of Tishri of the following year, 2449, when Moses descended Mount Sinai for the last time. 13 When Moses descended the mountain, Jethro offered up an ascent offering and peace offerings to God, and Aaron and all the elders of Israel came to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law while Moses served them. The religious atmosphere and discussion at this meal rendered it a holy event. As such, it was as if the participants were eating in the presence of God. Second reading 13 It was on the following day,